Well, that's my cue, I guess. Good evening, everybody. Let's try and see what we can cook up tonight. I've got another little building stream for you planned. We're going to start from the top this time. From the top as in the newest, the latest system I want to have in my collection, which is a... let's move to the proper screen. Well, I see I still haven't changed my copyright year, so I need to fix that sometime soon. Well, we're going to build an Athlon XP system. So, while the other builds we've done so far were a 486 and a K62 and an attempt at a dual Pentium 3 system, this time we'll be doing an Athlon XP, which is a 2003 system. So it's really... Oh sure, bring it over, Raz. Hey Raz, Nadi, how you doing? Good to see you. It's really at the top end of the era, the period I want to build for. I really focus mainly on pre-2000 systems, but this one is one I really wanted to have. And look what pretty parts we have this time. Let's start off with the centerpiece, which is the actual CPU, the Athlon XP. Let's see if we can 2800 plus. As you can see, it looks a lot different from modern CPUs. The core is actually exposed. The part in the center, which makes it a very fragile CPU. So when we mount the cooler, we'll need to be really careful. You can also see there's some actual rubber cushions to prevent the cooler from cracking the core and the CPU. We have some DDR memory, 2 times 512 megabytes. We have a beautiful, if I may say so, a beautiful Soltek Golden Flame board. Really like the color scheme. Unfortunately, PCs back in the day didn't really come with open cases or glass cases, so even if you put in pretty like this, you couldn't really see it. There were some acrylic side panels you could bolt on, and a lot of people actually did their own case mods where they cut out parts of their steel cases and put in their own windows. But yeah, most cases were still closed back then, so you couldn't really see what was going on. The graphical power will be provided by this unit. This is in Radeon 9800 Pro. Really one of the top pieces of graphical hardware back in the days. And it's got a pretty substantial cooler bolted on, which was actually an aftermarket cooler. Normally they came with a lot smaller cooler. I should have one. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I should have another 9800 Pro lying around, so you can see what the cooler actually looked like. It's actually one of Night Dwellers. The one with the funky capacitor. But this was the standard cooler, and this is the aftermarket cooler, so it's quite a lot bigger. It should provide for a bit more cooling. If, and I'm not sure how far we get tonight, if we get to the point where we can do some benchmarking, we'll see if it actually matters and it's cooled a lot better. And as far as storage goes, I'm using this PCI SATA card, which has four SATA ports, and a little cheap ass SATA SSD which is still a lot faster than the IDE drives you normally use. Stray hair, let's remove it. And of course a DVD multi and I couldn't find the black one, but a nice and silver floppy disk drive. And as a cooling device, we have this Thermaltake Volcano 7 Plus, which is quite a massive unit for its time. It's a big block of copper with a proper fan. And as you can see, the board also came with its own fan for the either probably north bridge, I think, because it's situated above the other one. So, well, without further ado, let's start by combining some of the stuff. First things first, let's put in the memory. Pretty much the easiest thing to do. Unfortunately, the case I'm using doesn't come with a removable motherboard tray, so we'll have to put it in the old-fashioned, or actually the modern-fashioned way. Because old-fashioned cases, most of the AT cases had removable motherboard trays, but the modern cases usually don't come with those anymore, which is a shame because it really made my job and PC builders' jobs a lot easier. So let's close this. Let's put on a little cooling paste, if I can get the cap off. It's all over my finger already. Nice. Not too much, because we have a pretty small contact surface here. Don't want to get it all over the CPU. This should be a non-conductive cooling paste, so it should be fine if it spreads a bit too much, but let's try not to. This is the scary part, actually mounting the cooler, because it took quite a lot of force to actually get it mounted properly. If you can see it, let me see if I can find a flathead screwdriver. We have to push this down and get it connected. There we go. That was a lot easier than I feared. Now my fingers are all silver from the cooling paste. Let's see what a CPU fan connector actually is. Should be the one on top here, right? Wouldn't know which other one it could be. There's also another case fan connector over here in the bottom. So if we manage to source a case fan, or if there's actually room for a case fan in the case, we can do that. Of course, have a nice I/O shield. So let's clear the board and grab the case. See if we can get things inside. Lucky with the cooling, you mean? Yeah. I know. I actually test ran this system once before, and I had struggled so hard with that thing. It is so scary to have to put on so much force. So as far as age-appropriate cases go, it's a bit dirty. Should have cleaned it beforehand, but this is what I could find. I don't look at the case badge. Oh, I see. I actually forgot to remove the optical drive. Let me see if I can get it in view completely. Nice mesh and black case. So let's just keep the optical drive in. A nice DVD RW drive should be fine for our needs. As you can see, it comes with a cooling shroud. Hopefully it's at the right position for the CPU cooler. And I didn't even bother to remove the IDE cable for the drive, but that's okay. This is a case that doesn't need standoffs. It could have used a bit of cleaning, as I said. There's a lot of dust everywhere. Let's put in the IO shield first, so no, that's in properly. That's something I tend to forget occasionally. Yeah, I had to use one here as well. As you can see, right over there is a little bracket for a screwdriver, so I had to push down pretty hard to get it in place. These things should be pretty universal for ATX boards. Now to see what kind of screws it takes, because that's always a bit of a puzzle. I am on baby duty, so I need to make sure I check the baby monitor occasionally. These should be the right ones, but let's grab a smaller screwdriver for this. See if they take. No, they do not. So we'll need some bigger ones for this. Let's see if we need case screws down. Yep, this seems to be the one. Actually, I think it's pretty ugly, but yeah, as a dad you're always multitasking here. Raz, sorry, I hit the mic there. Because, well, if there's one thing that's unpredictable, it's kids, or people in general, actually. Is the music audible at all? Because for me it isn't, but I have my headset pretty quiet. Still need to figure out. I could put it up a little bit more. I still need to figure out some better settings for my voice meter. Like that, better. Because I keep hearing myself, so I need to goof around with that for a bit. Maybe ask RT about it or so. He should know a thing or two about audio. Let's get this thing properly in place. See if this thing comes in. What do you know? Pretty much in the right place. Let's get the power supply in next. So we'll work from big to small components, I guess. Let's see if we can find a spot for the floppy drive first. I don't think we'll need it, but well, damn it. Should put it up a bit higher and just zoom in a little more with the camera. So keep banging into it when I'm doing stuff like this. Right, that is all that for the motherboard. The desk is completely swamped with parts right now. Let's see if we can find a spot for the floppy drive. It should have another extra bracket. Yeah. But how do we get it out is the question. Look at this. This is funky. I can actually flip the hard drive. Compartment around. But yeah. See if we can pull it out from here. Push it out from here. Yeah. You know what? Let's forget about that one for now. And get the power supply in first. Let's get you out of the way for now. We'll need you till later. But yeah, as I said, this is one of the final builds I want to do. And after that, I'll probably rebuild all the other machines once or twice again, because I'm never really satisfied with how I put them together or their component list. I've got a nice open power supply, 350 watts, should suffice. Since this is a relatively modern ATX system, power supply specs other than just the wattage aren't really important, but for older systems you really have to pay attention to the specific voltages and amperages on the rails. Older systems, especially AT systems with a lot of ISO cards, needed a lot of voltage on the 5-volt rails mainly. And modern systems are mostly 12 and 3.3 volt. Actually, let's get you screwed in, mister. This motherboard is actually one of three different kinds of the same type. This is the L variant, which has a onboard network port, LAN port, hence the L for LAN. There's also the R variant, which is a RAID board, which has well, more IDE, but also some onboard SATA ports. And there's the standard one, which has neither of those, so it doesn't have any SATA and it doesn't come with any LAN functionality on board. Let's get the ATX pin plugged in. Get all the other ones out of the way. As you can see, this PSU has a lot of cables, a lot of connectivity. Modular power supplies weren't really a thing yet back then. So, yeah. What the hell is going on here? Let's see if we can get you sorted. The modular power supplies really are a modern convenience wouldn't know what to do without them in my normal build, my normal PC. Where is the 4-pin? There you are. They allow for so much more cable management, and since airflow became so much more important in these cases, let's just put you under there a bit. Right, that's that. What else do we need? Card reader doesn't need any power, it just needs a USB connection. The DVD-ROM needs a Molex. We'll also need to save a Molex for the video card, but we have more than enough for that, as you can see. Funny thing, this one actually comes with only half. Is there another part? It looks like there's only half of an AT power connector on this one, which is weird, but okay. This is an AT power connector, and I can't seem to find the other half. So it either isn't there or it has fallen off somewhere along the way. Let's try and remove these tie wraps, because they are going to be an issue later on. Dangerous to do it like this, but I don't have a sharp... Oh wait, I do have a sharp implement nearby. Hope I don't cut my fingers again. I had an unfortunate encounter with a... See if we can focus on that. With one of those aluminium cases. Aluminum? Aluminium, how do you say it? We Dutchies say aluminium, but I know it is pronounced, even spelled differently in English, but I'm not sure if it's American or also British. Do that. Oh, this is scary. You know what? Let's just use the pliers and wrench it. Doesn't feel like. There we go. Should be getting these in soon as well, before I can't reach them anymore. Let's see, what do we have? We have audio, we have a figure USB, we have all the front panel plugs and another USB. Yeah, this one is the card reader. Let's see how many USB headers we actually have. I see 2. Yeah. If you have had noticed, I'm not going for any specific audio card with this build. So for now, could always do that later, but I think the onboard audio for this Enforce chipset is more than sufficient. See if we can find the audio header as well somewhere. If it's even on here, should be a front panel audio. Sorry. One would expect a front panel audio header, but let's grab the manual real quick. Link it for you so case you want to look it up yourself. This is the manual for, I think, for all kinds. Yeah, it's the FRN, the FRNR, the FRNL. Oh, there's also an FRNRL, which combines the RAID and the LAN functionalities. That would have been the ultimate variant. We have let's see. I don't think it has a audio connector. Just, well, it should be next to the PCI slots. It should be this one, but it's interesting because this one doesn't has a. Not sure if you can see it. Let's see if we can get it a little closer. There is a pin missing, or an opening missing, and the header has all pins there, so I'm going to break stuff if I put this one in. So let's not do that. Huh? There should be one missing, but it's not missing. If you look in the manual, can I easily put the manual on here? No, I can't. There should be an opening for this one, but there isn't any, so let's not try it. Quick sip there. Front panel headers. Let's do that. What have we got? A speaker. Of course, we always need the speaker. Speaker goes in the bottom left. For me at least. Yeah, let's move the USB connectors first because they're going to be in the way. Already turning into a nice and tangled mess. What you gonna do, right? Where's the rest? They went over here. We have a power LED. Wait, what? The power LED E. And a normal power LED. An HDD LED and a power switch. The HDD LED should go above the speaker. Let's just use the regular power LED, which I can't find on the connector. Nice. Let's leave it without then. And let's hope this is the correct for the power switch, because it is not really legible, properly legible. See if I can find something a bit more close up. I've run across some jumpers actually, and I'll need to check them. There's this one right here, and this is jumper 2. It should be CPU clock select, should be an auto detect, which is fine. And there's jumper 5 over there, which is the anti-burn shield jumper. Overheated CPU shutdown. Let's put it on 1 and 2 to make sure if our CPU overheats, it actually shuts down. It was on the override option, which doesn't appear to be a very good plan. Let's see if we can find anything. Should shut down the system when they reach 85 degrees or higher. Yeah, but I don't want... back I/O, I don't want the back I/O. CD-ROM audio connector. Thermal resistors on it. They actually call it the complex pin header, the front panel connectors. Well, sounds about right. Yeah, okay, the first one should be there. Power switch should be the second or the third and fourth from the right. Let's see if I got that correctly. Yeah, I do. There's also an infrared connection, a key lock, a suspend LED, a reset switch, and it doesn't come with one either. So let's plug the USB headers back in. The other one go. Let's see. Where's the audio one? There it is. Really hard to see when my hand is blocking the light. My hand is blocking pretty much everything. No, that's not right. Come on. There we go. So that was that. Next up, let's get the IDE cable in before we start fighting all the other cables, which we already are. Go. Let's put it in IDE 2. Excuse me. Once again. Stop holding the mic, you idiot. Get in there. Don't be idiots. No. There we go. Should do it. I guess we're ready for cards, aren't we? Or shall I try and mount the SSD? If I can find it again. Where did I put it? There you are. Or shall we just let it float? Because I don't think I really have a proper spot to mount it. Could try and put that one in, but no, it's not working. The screws aren't really in the proper places for this. But yeah, it's not going to work unless maybe. No, but I can't reach it from there. Can only put one screw in, but I guess they'll have to suffice then. Or I could always put it sideways, but can I still reach the... connectors down? It's going to be a toughie. No, let's just put it in like this. Come on. Just checking if I have the right screw. I do. Luckily these things are pretty lightweight, so I should be able to hold them in place with just one screw. As for power, we don't have any SATA connectors on this power supply, so we'll need to use one of these Molex to SATA adapters. Should work just fine. Well, so far so good, I'd say. Let's see about getting there. This is fancy. You can't see. Nice. Move it just a bit. There's this clip here for the extension card retainers. There's a card required too. No, I think it's just one. Yeah, just as a single slot. But it will need some airflow for the cooler, so I'll need to remove the second one as well. You know what? Let's first get the Molex connector in. It's a tough reach under there, so let's put it in first before we start mounting the card. I have the feeling I'm forgetting something, but we'll see that when we get to it, or when it feels to start because of that. Yeah, we'll need to move it one slot down. Because AGP for a PCI Express slot. No, PCI Express is also facing downwards, right? Let's try to not hit the camera this time. That should do it. Let's put a screw. Does it need a screw? Does it even allow for a screw? I don't think it does. Oh, this is fine. It's a bit ugly that there's an opening in the backside now. Well, we all have openings in the backside, right? That's already. Let's mount the Let's put in the SATA data cable, and then put in the PCI SATA card, and that should be it. And we should, hopefully, be able to get a boot on. I really need a fingers crossed emote for that. I think it's only ISA cards that are facing the other way, right? Everything PCI AGP is all facing downwards. You know what? Let me remove the card real quick to see if isn't any jumpers I need to set. There is just one. What does it do? Of course, I threw out everything that came with it, so let's look it up real quick. See if we can figure this out. It's supposedly. Let's see if we can read it. What it says. It just says JP4. Could either be a BIOS, so the SATA card has its own BIOS so we can boot from it, or it is a RAID mode. Let's see if we can identify the chipset. SI3114. It should be a BIOS enabled jumper, so let's set it, because we're going to need a BIOS or a bootable SSD if we want to run anything on this system. So that's all that from my trusty box of 600 jumpers. 530 by now, I think, because we've used quite a few already. It's almost time for the grande moment of truth for this little machine. Put you in there. Get you closed down. Find my keyboard. Oh, there it is. And a mouse. So I can actually do something with this. Anything I can grip it on. Grab my trusty VGA capture device. Toss in the sound. In case we already have sound. Shouldn't, but hey. Nice little PS2 keyboard. I should have a PS2 mouse hanging around somewhere. We will cross that bridge when we get there, I guess. Do you want to see smoke, or do you want to see my VGA screen, my capture screen? Let's move to the VGA scene and see what happens. Here goes nothing. Cross your fingers with me. As you can hear, it's pretty loud. It beeps. Ah, there we go. It's really loud. Can you hear it? It's probably actually the tiny fan on the motherboard that is so very, very loud. But well, a boot in one, which is pretty nice. I did see something well, worrying is not maybe not the case, but it detected the CPU as running at 1250 megahertz. So what is it? The LS120? I'm not sure. Find out what it means. It should be the SCSI one. But we don't have an HDD, so let's do floppy CD-ROM SCSI. Aggressive, turbo, expert, optimal. Let's see about the AGP settings. It should be frequency. Let's leave it on auto for now. Do we have any? The CPU isn't very warm. You can see the CPU fan is running at 6,500 RPM. Just scanning through the devices real quick. AGP should be set to 8 times. So where are the CPU settings? Indeed, the CPU settings. Yeah. Let's see what happens. Oh, there we go. CPU ratio, voltage control. Let's see what happens. Can we save? Oh, no, save this. Still claims to be running at 1250. So let's see if we can fix that. Should be at 166. This should do it for now. It should be 400 megahertz memory, but we'll see about that when we get there. Let's see if it still boots. Also interesting. There we go. As you can see, we now have an Athlon XP 2800 Plus, which we actually have. Memory is still only at 166, but let's try and put it at 200, because it should be running at 200. It's DDR memory, double data rate, so DDR400 is actually running at 200 megahertz. Memory timings are on turbo. Let's put them on optimal for now. See if we need to change AGP frequency. No, it should be at 66. Okay. We need to see if we can fix the insane CPU fan. Well, let's see what happens now. It should still detect a 2800 plus. Adjust the ratio. It's probably the auto detector going off there. There we go. Well, now it's finding a 2500. But let's leave it at that for now. See if it wants to boot from the SATA rate. Yes, it does. It finds the SSD, which is good. But nothing is happening. Let's see what that means. Oh, something is happening. There we go. Now it's probably going to tell me there's nothing in. So let's find my Windows XP CD, toss it in. And see if we can get an XP installation running, which will be probably an even more boring part of the stream, but well, yeah, what you gonna do, right? I really need to close the case, I think, because it's making so much noise. Let's see if we can find the side panels for this one. These ones. See if we can fix this without making too much noise and waking up any of the little ones. It's taking pretty long, but well, it's at least it's not taking as long as running it from a SATA or an IDE HDD. That's one side panel on. The other one, let me show you real quick. Hold on. It's not really feeling the CD drive would appear. Side panel actually has some ventilation, so oh, there we go. Actually running a Windows setup. I'm not going to really fix it, but it doesn't really help all that much. I'm guessing the Windows installation will require a mouse of sorts. I'm really wondering why we ended up with a black screen now. Let's try and locate one of my PS2 mice. Not sure where I put the bugger. There's so much stuff everywhere. Really should start selling off some of this stuff, but that is work. I already have a job. Really not. There it is. Let's put it in and reboot the system, because I'm not sure what happened, but it's not looking like anything much is happening. Oh, quiet. Let's try it again. See if I missed anything in the BIOS. Let's just set the date. The other way around. It is February 16th. Ah. And it is 11:02. Yeah, you're not going to find anything. We don't have a drive A, so we don't need you. Yes. Powerhouse warning disabled. Yes, cache. Excuse me, a little sneeze there. Should boot the other way around, right? Just close it and then CD-ROM. Disable this one. Thank you, Raz. Boot other device should be on. Not sure what epic mode means. Epic stands for Advanced Programmable Interrupt Controller. It prevents devices from talking over each other. Okay. should be enabled. No, let's save. Quit. Try again. One more time. I noticed this is actually a SATA. The one I was I meant to install was actually a SATA DVD-ROM, so that's not going to work. I only have black SATA ones, other than this one. Can we get into this? Because it says press Ctrl S or F4 to enter RAID utility. Can we actually get in that? See if we can fix something in there. Oh, this noise is really starting to get annoying. I hope there will be something in the Windows we can use to tune that a little bit. There we go. Let's not do any of this. Yes. Are there any conflicts? No. I think we can only create a RAID set when we actually have a multiple drives, so let's just exit. See what if anything is happening. Go. Please boot from the CD. Once again, let's see if we can get Windows installed this time. Should have a serial hanging around somewhere. Yes, please inspect my hardware configuration. Please also do something after that. Yeah, I know you do, Woody. Well, now. I'm not sure if this is SATA SSD related or if it's a DVD-ROM related. I don't see any action on the DVD-ROM, so let's assume it is related to that one, and not to anything else. Let's try replacing that one real quick. See if it has anything to do with that. I'm going to make you take a look at what I'm doing. Should have another ID unit hanging around. If not, we could maybe even run it from a SATA, from the same SATA device. It's been ages since I've installed Windows XP, so I'm not really sure what to expect from the installer. This is going to look very ugly, but well, so be it. Let's make sure that jumper is set to cable select. That one. Just put it in. Let's not bother with the screws for now. Go. Everything should be hooked up again. See if we can still get it to fire on, fire up. But it does. Too late. I need to check if it actually detects it. No. Yeah, it does. Good. Once again, I almost screwed myself over by leaving the sticker on. I don't have a CD marker handy, so I keep putting stickers on these discs. Well, these tend to come loose when being spun around at very high speeds inside these optical drives. So yeah. Gotta make sure to remove them before actually putting it in. again, we wait. See if it decides to boot this time. So by now I've managed to accrue, uh-oh, I hear a baby, 39 different video cards, some 35 different processors, and I think about 100 sticks of RAM. So it's time to start sorting and testing and selling those as well. But that's something for later. But I should really start doing that. Oh, come on, you. It's actually a slower DVD drive than the other one, because this one is running at ADA33 and the other one was running at ADA66. Let's go. Figure out what this black screen actually means. What? Well, someone which a similar configuration says is that it could actually be the issue with the SATA drive. Windows can't find the SATA drive, so it won't install. It's very easy to test, at least. So if we just disconnect the SATA drive from the controller card, it should be, this issue should be over. You should actually, or we should at least figure out if this is what's causing the issue. If it now goes beyond that black screen we had. It is actually, there we go. You see, Windows is being an asshole about the SATA SSD. So we need to figure something out for that. I actually have something handy, but I wanted to see how we do that. I have a, I don't know where I put it. I I have a SATA to turn it off for now. Switching back to this funky screen. I have a IDE to SD card adapter somewhere. It should be relatively close, but since I used it before. But let's see if I can find it real quick. So that will mean we'll have to install Windows to the there it is, to the SD card, and then install SATA drivers later for the SSD. So this is the card. 16 gigs should be plenty for Windows XP. So let's get this unit installed. I need another IDE cable for this. Luckily, with the latest grab bag, I got a veritable grab bag of IDE cables. Let me show you. This is what came with all the hardware. So should be set for IDE cables for the, well, until the apocalypse really. So let's get this thing sorted. Move some stuff about on the desk so I can flip the case. What are you laughing about, Raz? Say the IDE cable situation? Yeah, it's oh fuck. Shouldn't be throwing cables around like that. Kids are not going to like that. Cable. It's a really dirty one, so I hope it doesn't screw anything over. But this one doesn't come with the funky notches, so let's find another one. So many IDE cables now. This one also doesn't have any. This one does. It's a funky yellow one. Should go with the Golden Flame board nicely. Let's put you in the master position. These units don't have any jumpers or switches, so should be fine. Where is the IDE connector? All the way over there. Let's see if we can reach it. Get more view out of the way. Let's remove this one first so I don't bang around the... That's okay, it's just a bit of coughing, I hope. I hope. They tend to do that. Well, what is your issue? Why would you go in there? That doesn't sound right. Should be a proper one.
Let's go.
Always tricky with my gorilla-sized hands. Should be in. This one in takes either a Molex or a floppy drive connector. Or we have one floppy drive connector handy, so Let's put that one in. And let's just keep it floating about for now. Let's see if that solves our boot issues. And if we can get to install Windows, we'll need to get into the BIOS again. Just to set the storage device. There we go. It finds the adapter right away. Primary master. So that should be HD 0. It should boot from HD 0. Let's just go. Yeah, that's it. I got HD 0 CD-ROM disabled. That should be fine. Yeah, the PCI card is still in, so it still detects the as you can see, primary master disk LBA ADA 100 and 15,848 megabytes. Should be pretty much 16 gigabytes of SD card storage, which isn't really all that much faster than the IDE drives, because it's still on the IDE connector. So, but it's, well, a lot more practical. Because it's removable. It doesn't have any moving parts. Hopefully doesn't break as easy as a spinning disc. It still takes quite a long time. And it's probably taking a bit longer now since it's rebuilding the boot device table since we added the card, the SD card. Still seems to be stuck at this. Shouldn't. Let's see. Get into the BIOS again. That was too slow for me. should be a reset configuration data somewhere, but I can't seem to find it. Oh, there we go. That's the one. Let's check the boot order one last time. HDD, CD-ROM, disabled. Let's disable that one as well. No, let's save it. Well, not sure what's going on now. Apparently it's trying to boot from the SD, but it doesn't want to, or so. It can't because it has a boot. It has no boot record on the SD card. So if we disable it in the boot order, it shouldn't. Hang on this DMI pool data. We'll see if this fixes it. There we go. Let's see if we can actually get Windows installed to the SD card, even with it not being named a boot device. We should be able to. And Windows should be able to detect it and fix the master boot record. So, but yeah, this is going to be a pretty boring part. So I'm not sure if you will want to stick around for this. If not, fine with me. I'll just end the stream here, and I'll do it off stream because well, installing Windows is just installing Windows. It can be pretty boring. And, this isn't the last thing you've seen from this system, definitely. But yeah, if you want to stick around. I'll, if anybody sticks around, we'll go through this process together. But if you don't want to, all fine. And I'll just end it. Just let me know. I've been looking around sometimes for raid targets, but there isn't really anybody else doing something like this, which is actually, of course, a pretty good thing. Makes my stream pretty unique. Let's make it NTFS and do a quick format on it. Let's go. That was quick. Well, since I didn't really get any response from you, I think it'd be safe to end the stream here. Next time we'll be either playing some TIE Fighter or we will be doing some benchmarks on the system, see if how. Oh shit! What the hell just happened? I got a blue screen installing Windows. This is fun. Well, this is as nice a thing as any to end the stream on. As my good friends from Top Gear would say, on that terrible disappointment, it's time to end the show. Thanks again for hanging out. As I said, next stream probably some TIE Fighter or some benchmarking on this system. See what kind of performance we can squeeze out of it. Got some 3D Mark stuff lined up, so we'll see about that. Thanks for being here, guys. Thanks, Raz. Thanks, Nighty. And we'll see you around. Have a wonderful night. Sleep well. Ciao, ciao.